Now let us discuss apiculture and pisciculture. What is apiculture? Apiculture is the maintenance of honeybee colonies which are commonly known as what? They are known as hives. So it's a beehive, right? It's what? It's a beehive. And the beekeeper is also known as apiarist, who keeps bees in order to collect their honey and other products that the hive produce. You know, what are the products that are there? We can have beeswax, we can have propolis, we can have pollen, we can have royal jelly. So these actually help in the pollination also. So apiculture is what? It is as a whole the maintenance of honeybee colonies, which we commonly call as hives. And a location where bees are kept is called as an apiary or bee yard. What we call it as? We call it as an apiary or bee yard. Next, a colony of bees consists of 3 castes of bee. So what are these? We have a queen bee, we have worker bees, and we have drones. Now queen bees, which is normally the only breeding female in the colony, right? So what is the function of queen bee? Since I told you that it's the only breeding female in the colony, so it is going to lay eggs, right? It's going to lay eggs. Then we have worker bees. So there are a large number of female worker bees. Typically they can be 30,000 to 50,000 in number, right? And then we have a number of male drones ranging from thousands in a strong height in spring to very few during dearth or cold season. Then the type of bee that we use is Apis mellifera adansoni. What is the type of bee? That is Apis mellifera adansoni. So this bee is very prolific but with a high reputation of being aggressive. They are more ready and alert to fly off the comb and sting at the same time once they are attacked and alarmed by other bees. So bees generally live in a hive as a family. The colony is headed by one fully developed female, which is the queen, and a few hundred males known as drones, and several underdeveloped females referred to as workers. The female can live up to about 6 years. She is very prolific in the first year, producing about 3,000 eggs per day. And she is shy, easily alarmed and delicate, so should be held gently. She is fed and groomed by worker bees on a special feed known as royal jelly. So after just having a brief idea about what apiculture is, you can just make out what are going to be the advantages of apiculture. Since we have discussed in the very beginning that we get these products. What are these products? We get beeswax, we get propolis, we get pollen, we get royal jelly, right? And more important is the honey that we get from these beehives, right? So these products can be got from apiculture. It is also an additional source of income. It's, you know, it's easier to do apiculture, right? It is easier to maintain honeybee colonies and it's an additional source of income also. Then the products that we are getting, that is the more important, I told you, that is honey. Honey has many medicinal properties also. It can act as a nutraceutical compound. So this apiculture is a source of additional income in which the investment is quite less. With a very little investment, you can actually have more and more profit. Next, after this, we are going to move to pisciculture. That is also known as fish farming. So what does fish farming or pisciculture involve? It involves raising fish commercially in tanks or enclosures, usually for food. So that is, we are having fish farming or pisciculture usually for food. So it is a principal form of aquaculture, while other methods may fall under mariculture. So this fish farming falls under aquaculture. So a facility that releases juvenile fish into the wild for recreational fishing or to supplement a species' natural numbers is generally referred to as fish hatchery. And worldwide, the most important fish species used in fish farming are carp, salmon and catfish. So these are the fishes that are the most important species that are used in fish farming. Similar to apiculture, we have the benefits of pisciculture also. The main advantage of pisciculture is again that it is a source of additional income. Very easy to do, and fish is highly rich source of omega-3 fatty acid. So it can be used to fight hunger, it can be used to fight malnutrition. So fish can be the principal source of food, right? So this fish farming holds, you know, good promise for our country when we practice it, and there is more to do with fish farming, that is pisciculture and apiculture. So I just wanted to give you a journal brief review about pisciculture and apiculture, and you can write the advantages of this by yourself.